Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Autism is known as a huge disability that is growing globally. In order to reduce the growth, Autism Awareness Care and Training Center has organized an in-depth training for people in the educational sector and the parents. Speaking to the media, Madam Sewa Kwenan, popularly known as Auntie Sewa, the founder and the executive director for Autism Awareness Care and Training Center, urged parents to seek for help when realizing the condition of autism in their worth.
It's a disability that is growing leaps and bounds. It's really growing not only in our society but globally. So we find a need to train people to know about autism so that they can work with them. They need a proper training because if they don't have the proper training and understand what autism is, it's unfortunate they won't be doing the right thing. It's important to know their little quirks that they have, their sensibilities, and some people say autism is a behavior problem. It is not. It is a communication difficulty that affects the way they behave. So what leads to the communication difficulty is because they have sensory difficulties. These sensory needs is affected. We have all the different senses. We know about them. But there are more that we are really not thought about. And so if all these senses are affected, you can imagine trying to be here and let's say it's cold today and I can't tell you that it's cold. And my only way of telling you is by maybe gesturing to you or making some noise, or maybe I'm having challenges. Maybe I have pain in my ears, maybe there's noise around me. I can't tell you. So this is what leads to their difficulties with behavior. And so as we understand and we can take care of their sensory challenges, then we know that we can work with children with autism, because there's a boy here that when he stays in the classroom all the time, you can tell that he has challenges or certain things he doesn't want to do. And one thing we want to tell our trainers that this is not rocket science we're doing here. So be innovative and creative in what you do. You don't necessarily have to sit in the classroom. You can always think out of the box. Bring the child outside. You see the beautiful compound here. And just sit with the child and do the work. Encourage the child to play with puzzles. Encourage the child, if it is sewing, we're sewing. Always change what you're doing and then go back to it. Don't force anyone, because autism really means they're within themselves. And sometimes it's just understanding them. And then changing your tone to talk to them and let them understand. So this is what we're training. Why we're doing the training we're doing here. And we'll continue to do the training. We don't only do the training here. We do training around the country. Anyone who wants training calls us, and then our staff members, go out there. We have two people who do the training. It is our educational director. Her name is Elom Dia, and then our coordinator, who is Abeku Grant. They're the ones who do the training. But we work with other people, speech therapists, and then we work with another center called Awawa 2. And they have a speech therapist. In fact, she's been doing a lot of training for most of the people we've been working with, and now we can also do training, and we go all over the place. We've been all over the country training people and trying to understand the situation with autism in Ghana. I want parents to know that they've done nothing wrong. Having a child with autism is nothing that they did wrong. It is a condition. It is a condition that anyone can have. But the thing is, as soon as they know that their child has been diagnosed with autism, or even if you suspect your child is not talking, your child is hyperactive, or your child just sits there, doesn't want to do anything. Anytime you have a child that you think there are challenges, developmentally you can see that there's something not quite right, please, it's important that you look for help. go to the hospital, Kolebu or Ridge Hospital, Akomfanoche, the other regional hospitals, and look to see a doctor so that you'll be referred to the right specialist. That's important. But don't sit there. Don't allow anyone to blame you, to call your child a cursed child. Don't allow anyone to call you a witch or whatever. Don't let anybody tell you if you have a little money, it isn't because you've done sikadro. You have a child with autism. It is a condition, and look for help. And we're here to support you.
This training was very important because we are preparing ourselves towards inclusive education in Ghana. And we want persons with autism to be fully included in our regular schools. So we know the challenges of government is that there is a need for resources and trainees to be able to support individuals with autism. So we have taken the mandate to be able to train teachers, train tutors, train people who are into the educational settings to be able to know and get the fair knowledge of how to handle persons with autism in the regular school classroom settings. And we also train parents to be able to support their children at home. And we provide this education for everybody who is so much interested. This center has been in existence for 25 years, and we have advocated for persons with autism for all these years. We have been able to train parents. We have been able to train individuals to start autism centers, because this place is a very small place and we don't encourage everybody to bring their children here, but we encourage people who have the resources to start centers so that they can also support individuals on the autism spectrum. And today is a great day for us because we have been able to graduate 20 students. And that is very important. They are going out there to the regular schools, they are going to the families to give support to persons with autism in Ghana.
My name is Prince Tete, and I am happy to have graduated from this ASD course. That's the Autism Spectrum Disorder. Now, this course is a course that would open your eyes to and open your mind to a lot of things happening around persons with autism. Now, with this course, it helps you see things the way they do. It puts you in their view. So, for instance, you ask a child to sit, or a person with autism to sit, and then he refuses to sit. Now, from the normal view, you may not understand why, and then you may probably force him or ask him to sit, which will then react, or the outcome of that will be the behavior challenges. Now, they tend to throw tantrums, and then he gets to the meltdown form. Now, with this course, it broadens your knowledge on how to deal with that situation. For instance, you ask him to sit and he refuses to sit. Now, there are so many factors that may cause that, especially when the person with autism is non-verbal. He may not be able to communicate to you loud. So it may be the discomfort of the chair, maybe the color of the chair is not comforting, there's a bad smell around, and he or she may not be able to communicate all of this to you. Without you knowing, you might tend to force him to sit. This is what causes the behavior challenges, and most of them have social interaction challenges. Actually, I could speak on and on and on and on with this ASD course. With time, I just want to say this course opens the new world to you. It makes you understand them, makes you have patience for them, makes you love them, makes you see how they see things. And the truth of it is challenging. The course is challenging. The program is challenging, but it is worth it. It gives you the knowledge man requires. Because this world has to be a better place with them. We have to avoid stigmatizing. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Nation One TV. Kindly subscribe for more news updates.